Good morning, chicks and chickens. Welcome back to Old Man Farm. My name is Sid, as always. It's Leah's birthday. I am very, very sick. But the spirits are happy, so my health be damned. Yeah, actually, I do want to say, before we even get started, my voice went out yesterday. I wasn't even able to stream. I'm sorry about that to anyone who joins us on those. So, I'm going to do my best to get through this video without horking and hacking, and I know that editing it is going to be a nightmare, but I do apologize for my vocal presentation on this one. So, just to let you guys know. But anyway, I'm not going to let that stop us from getting in and still getting it done. I want to make sure we get over to see Leah for her birthday. You know, I know I said on Saturday, like, I was gonna have a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I did, but my brain is so just sickness-addled that I feel like I would be doing it a disservice if I, you know, talked about any of the things that I was thinking about. So probably try and reconvene on that tomorrow. It's okay. I have things written down. But let's just sort some of this stuff out of our inventory for a moment. Now, hold up. Why did that coral not go? Oh, because it's not gold star. There you go. Whoa, what is happening? You know what? I think all these mussels can go here, too. I think we keep those inside, but they count as fish, so there's really no reason to not have them out here. Okay. Well, you know what? Since the spirits are happy, why don't we pop over, see Leah, right? And then head to the Skull Dungeon like we had planned the other day. I legitimately think that would be a good use of our time. So yeah, why don't we do that? Let's go feed our rabbits. They're the only ones that actually need attending every day. Hello, Jeff. Jeff hung out with me yesterday. So, yeah, I guess I can kind of tell you guys about that. I went to work yesterday, very, very sick. I was up half the night, just completely unable to breathe. But I do not have any vacation time or personal time left at work, so I would take a point. And more than that, our job runs on an incentive pay system. You know what? I'm going to deal with this later. It runs on an incentive pay system, meaning that if I miss a day for a week, I lose my incentive pay. So my my pay goes from, I mean, I'm not going to give actual numbers. I don't care about that, but some people get real weird if you talk about how much money, like what your salary is, and I'm just not going to deal with that. But suffice it to say, I lose like $7 an hour or something like that. Something extreme. Just by not showing up one day. So, that being the case, it's a big deal for me to miss a single day of work, because not only do I miss that pay, but I miss the incentive pay on any days for the rest of the week I do work. So it makes being at work just seem, well, kind of useless, you know? But anyway, I went to work. I was only at work for like 3 hours. And I had went through an entire box of tissues. My body is on fire. My throat feels like raw sandpaper. And my head feels like it's about 4 times too big. So yeah, it sucks. So I went home. I took the point. It's locked. Leah. I don't even know where to begin. Let's wait till 10 just in case. Because you never know, some people pop out at 10. But yeah, so I went home. That puts me kind of screwed for the rest of the week, but hey. Oh, Kel, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't want to come back to the city. Oh, angry Leah. With a phone. Stop calling me. I don't want to hear from you anymore. Click. Oh, I love her paintings. Sid. Sorry, I just walked into your house. So I guess you heard me yelling on the phone. Yeah, I did. It's okay. That was my ex. Is it Kel of acclaimed show Kenan and Kel? I guess I'd better tell you a little about it. We had an apartment together back in the city. Oh, no, wait. I forgot, Leah's a lesbian. I did odd jobs during the day and spent all nights working on art projects. We barely made enough to scrape by. It was all, see, they do default to he. I don't like that. He was always nagging me to go back to school and study business or medicine, something with a lot of money in it. I guess the idea was to save up for a normal life. You know, a house in the suburbs, kids, PTA meetings, that sort of thing. If I wasn't already sick, I am now. I wasn't ready for that kind of life, Sid. I had to leave, so I came here to pursue my dream of being an artist. And there's nothing wrong with that. Is that selfish of me, Sid? Okay, I have thoughts. No, it had to be done. No, and your ex sounds like an idiot. No, but you would have been better off staying in the city. Yeah, a little. Yeah, but it's natural to care about yourself first. Was that selfish of me? See, here's the thing. I don't know what she's going to say, but in real life, I would say, yes, it was selfish. I would pretty much say this last one. Yeah, it was, but that's not a bad thing, you know? But I'm going to say, no, it had to be done, because I think that's more going to personify the way I feel in-game. You're right. I just wouldn't have been happy back there. It was better for both of us to end an unsustainable relationship while we were still young and flexible. Anyway, I've been thinking a little more about that art show idea you had. I'm working on some new sculptures to display at the show. I'm nervous, but the thought of getting my work out there is pretty exciting. I'm just glad you're on board with making Stardew Valley a premier art destination, Sid. Always. Sorry, had my coughing fit that I knew I wouldn't get out of. Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts about that. But yeah, so to end my story, I did end up leaving work. So it's going to screw me on money a little bit, but I made a lot of holiday pay and overtime, which is going to get taxed to hell, but I made a lot of that last week, so whatever, still should be on track for my house. Anyway, on the topic of Leah, the reason I said she is a lesbian, and I know she's not, no one in this game, everyone in this game is, you know, they're nondescript when it comes to that. They are either gay, lesbian, straight, bisexual. They're kind of whatever you want them to be, and I like that. I think that is the proper way to handle it. But in the case of excuse me. But in the case of Leah, in the case of Leah, she is the only character that, as far as I know, sorry, another coughing fit there. As I was saying, the reason I say specifically with Leah, why I had mentioned her being, I thought maybe they had personified her as lesbian, is because she is the only woman in the game, as far as I know, that when you are a woman and you ask her, you know, out on a date or to marry, or I think it's just dating, she kind of regards you with like a, wait, I think she says something along the lines of like, wait, you're a, me too, or like, you like girls, me too, or something like that. I forget how she puts it, but essentially she is the only character I know that Canon has a line mentioning the fact that you are trying to, or the fact that you are homosexual. Which, again, it doesn't need to be said. That's not what I'm saying. I just thought that maybe, since she had been given that line, that perhaps Concerned Ape, when he wrote them, had intended for her to, you know, maybe there was like the actual headcanon of being either lesbian or, I suppose, more likely, bisexual. So, yeah, that's why I said that. Again, it really doesn't matter, and the fact that no one makes a big deal of their sexuality in this game is awesome. Actually, one of the reasons that I was drawn to this game is I loved Harvest Moon, but it bothered me that I could never romance any of the men without playing a woman. And I'm like, well, what if I want to be a guy, but I want to romance, you know, one of these fellas? And it bothered me. So when I saw that Stardew had completely removed the gender restrictions on romance, I was like, hell yes. So anyway, that's a long story for nothing. But the other thing there about Leah her mentioning, being in a spot where, her ex is wanting her to come back to the city and, try again and this, that, and the other thing. And, I haven't really been doing this right, have I? Let's just get out of here. She has her ex trying to get her to go back to the city. She, crap. She, sorry, I'm just getting kind of destroyed here. I don't know why every single level has flying dragons. I don't remember it being this way. I guess this is just our life now. And they are non-stop. Anyway, oh my god. This is not, it's not fun. It's kind of stupid, quite honestly. I don't like it. Are they gone now? Okay. It's one thing when it's just like, oh, it's a floor and it happens, or even a couple floors. Nope, it's just, this is just what it is now. The Skull Dungeon is a bunch of flying dragons. But anyway, as I was trying to say, she has her ex who wants her to come back to the city, whether this person misses her or thinks they just know better for her. I've been in that situation. I have had people think that they, for instance, like when I lived in my van, the number of people that were like, oh, do you need a place to stay? No, I have my van. It's where I live. I choose to live there. I enjoy living in it, and, it was one thing on the road when someone would be like, hey, do you want to come over and take a hot shower? I'd be like, okay, sure. I've been bathing in rivers. But, on the topic of her being selfish, right? The facts of the matter is that, maybe I am selfish. I think that's probably a distinct possibility. Really should have just used a ladder. It's a distinct possibility that I am, in fact, just selfish. But I truly believe that, at the end of the day, you are the only... I mean, you're going to be with yourself for the rest of your life, People may come and go, but you do not. And in that regard, there are some people that have, they feel some calling to, I don't know, become these selfless beings, I guess. But to me, I tend to think of things in a bit of a Star Trek kind of way. I didn't bring a teleporter. Sorry, I was coughing again. Yeah, I didn't bring a teleporter. That's bad. I forget, how do we... I swear there was a way to destroy the mummies. I've forgotten. Oh, this is going terribly. Yeah, I tend to think of it more in the Star Trek sense of things, where the best way you can give back to society or people on an individual level is to become the best version of yourself. And as such, I mean, that does... Ooh, nice! That's what we came here to be able to make, was one of these, so I guess it works out. Iridium Sprinkler Hoe. And that doesn't mean you have to be a sociopath to get by. I just mean that if you're in a scenario like that, where maybe it's with a significant other, or a group of friends, or it's just pressure from a job, or something like that, anything really, and this pressure is leading you to a path where you're like, you know what, I really would rather be doing this thing for myself. In her case, she's like, I know what happens if we move to the suburbs and we have kids, and I put my life aside to do those things, because I mean, that's what it is. Once you have kids and you buy a house and all these things, that's what you're doing for the next foreseeable future. This is you now. Now, does that mean you can't pursue art? No. But what it does mean is that you are going to have drastically less time to pursue art. You are going to have less money to pursue art. And as such, if you know that at the end of your life you would look back and be like, man, why didn't I just take that leap? Because you can have a kid whenever, right? And there are perks to having a kid earlier or later, yes. But, you know, if in her case, if she was like, you know, I know at the end of my life, I'm going to regret not having given the art lifestyle a try, then she should by all means go do it, because you are, if not, you're going to be harboring regret, possibly resentment, things like this, and it's just not worth it. And again, to bring it to a personal level, I know that if I had not gone away in my van and lived in my van, you know, and traveled, and don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of other things I wish I would have got to do while I was in the van. There's more things I had wanted to see, places I had wanted to go, and I didn't get to those, but I did get to a lot of things. I saw a lot of things. I you know, for myself, I have stories, I have memories, and I know 100% that if I had not done that and just went back to the old 9-to-5 and you know, just sort of played it safe again, not went out on a limb and done that thing, that I would regret that for the rest of my life. I had the opportunity, and it's not, so I think there are different types of regret, and there are different types of, I was listening to a psychiatrist talk about this. He was talking about different types of loss, and specifically, you know, there is the loss, say of say a loved one dies, right? There's loss through death, right? But there is also the loss of something that you never achieved, never had, right? Like, oh God, I don't know. Like, say you really wanted to be, or okay, sure, like, let's just take this. I play music. I never really had any, what do you call those, delusions of I was going to be a famous rock star or whatever, but, you know, it at least passes through your mind at some point. You know, man, it'd be cool to be a famous musician. Well, at this point in my life, the idea of the romantic idea of a you know, that style, that rock star style musician, that's gone. That'll never happen, and I'm very glad. But so you, in this case, you have the loss of things that could have been, or things that you desired. And again, with the Leah thing, she could give up her that family life that she may or may not have had with, you know, her then significant other, or she can go try to do the artist thing. And again, not that you can bank on it, because things are constantly changing. They're, you know, always in flux. But you can't. It is much harder, I think, hobbies are best grown when you are young. I mean, hey, I'm only 35, but thus far in my life, it is far easier, or was far easier, to develop a hobby when you are young enough that you don't really have any major responsibilities. And although in this regard she's talking about making art a career, it has to start somewhere. It starts as a hobby, you know what I mean? I mean, the only difference between a hobby and a career is whether or not someone's paying you for it, right? So, I think that in that scenario, that this is all to say that I don't think doing things for yourself is selfish. I think not giving to others when you would lose nothing by doing it, you know, that's selfish. Or like, you know, you're eating tacos with the family and there's only, you know, one more tortilla left and your kid wants it and you're like, yeah, but I want it. That's selfish, you know what I mean? But realizing that you want something out of your life and that you will not be happy unless you give it a try, and then going for it, I don't believe that's selfish. And if it is, so be it. And I'm okay with being called selfish, but I think it is important that you do not... There are so many things in life that are going to take your ability to find fulfillment. You shouldn't be one of them. You know, don't stand in your own way of trying to achieve something that is personally important to you. I guess that's what I would say. But what do I know? I'm an idiot. So let's get to bed. Let me put all this fruit away real quick. Okay, sorry, I couldn't remember my buttons there, jeez. Alright, let's check the weather, not that it really matters. But it's gonna snow. Well, guys, I'm sorry for my vocals. Trust me, I'm amazed I'm even able to do this today. I am so sick. So, and my throat hurts now, so I'm gonna go drink some chamomile tea and take a rest. But I hope you enjoyed this, despite my soapboxing about doing selfish things for yourself. But either way, I do appreciate you being here. Be good to each other and yourself. I will talk to you tomorrow. Good night.